welcome to the Starting Over Podcast. I'm your host, Edward Shelton, aka Dark Logos, and this is a show where we look at the strategies, tactics, and mechanics behind the game of heroclix. So the Black History Month show will actually get produced in Black History Month this year.
What?
and and I mean, if you followed the last show, I had a bunch of high blood pressure incidents and between medication and just trying to get stuff together. Uh, yeah, brother wasn't in the best position to host a bunch of guests and think a little bit critically. Today, we got three awesome guests for you as we go over the Black History Month HeroClix to date. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Will Holland. Say hello to the nice people.
Blacker than the chasest and notorious. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, all right. We have the man that's known for having the $1 million collection, the $1,000 teams, the Ric Flair of HeroClix, Mr. J Major. How are you doing today?
Woo! Mama, we made it.
All right. All right, and last but not least, we have the scribe of the ancients of everything that is HeroClix Black History Month. Kari Sampson, how you doing today, sir?
I am doing just fine.
All right,
Happy to be here.
all right. So we're
One
going.
more
That,
again.
that's kind of like a scribe right there. He was all cool and calm, and we were all outrageous.
I can definitely bring the outrageous though.
I
Here we
mean,
are, Black History Month, starting over podcast. One more again.
one more again. Yeah, it's like for the last time. Anyway, let's here's what we're gonna do. Kyrie, go ahead and list off the major players this year, and then we're gonna get into our best figures and our worst figures. I know we're probably gonna come to some huge consensus on some of the best figures.
hmm Okay, this is your yearly update on new Black character figures that came out since our last show. We've got Miles Morales, Prowler, Iron Spider, Miles Morales number 98. First one was number 16.
Hmm.
Miles Morales 103A and 103B, and the legacy card LO39A for the Cloak and Dagger. Those came out in Spider-Man Beyond Amazing. In the next set, we got in Avenger 60, we got 001 Black Panther, number 20 Luke Cage, number 21 Misty Knight, number 30 Falcon, number 35 War Machine, super rare 39 Monica Rambeau, and chase level King Killmonger, and legacy card for Iron Man and War Machine. Yes, we are counting duos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um, um, in what's this next one? Iconics. Iconics. We got Steel. We finally got a new Steel. Glad to see him. In Notorious, we got the Black Manta Goon because his Black Manta Goons are they're not necessarily all black, but depends on the continuity.
Yeah.
We are counting them. Black Manta, of course, himself is a black man. Amanda Waller is a black woman. And there's one that I've been counting for years, even though it's somewhat inconclusive. Killer Croc.
Yeah,
He's
Um,
black.
he's
He's black.
black.
yeah,
Yeah, he wanted BET in the jail cell during the Sir Suicide Squad movie. Remember?
yes, and there's at least one comics representation where his human form is black. I just have
Yeah.
I want to see original like DC pre-crisis version of him where he's human, and I'd never read that comic, and I don't know if there's actually any images of him in his human form or if he ever had a properly human form. So we're anyway, I've counted him for years. He's still in here. Um, what's this next one? Oh yes, the Marvel starter, Black Panther.
Yeah.
He was in there. Um, In Wheels of Vengeance, we had 003 Blade. We are counting the 007 Mummy because Egypt is Africa. They black. Um, Speaking of that, in Kantu, the Living Mummy, also black. Um, and in case you had a question about, oh, well, is he actually? On one of the first issues where he's on the cover, old dude is carrying a black woman as prisoner in the 70s. That's a black dude.
All right. Research
Yeah.
has been done. Okay, so
Yes.
let's keep it
Yep.
going.
Brother Voodoo 00 or 043 A and B. Super Rare Blade number 47. And the LE 100 Blade round out the inset Wheels of Vengeance characters. Legacy cards for Black Talon and Hammer fill out the rest of that set. And then lastly, we have how do we do? Okay, I'll just read it out. MV23-008 Black Panther.
The start of Black
MV
Panther. Is that the start of
No, this is an LE. This is like a monthly set.
That
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know what you're talking about.
Yep. His sister Shuri 009 in the same set, and Miles Morales is MV23010.
Draft
Uh,
Shuri.
mhm.
Mhm.
And I don't know if they're out yet. I have not seen them in the wild. But Teen Lantern
In the
is a
new Young Justice set, I think that's next month. I think that's March.
Yeah, well, I hope it's next month because we don't have it, and if it was last month, then I'm gonna be mad because we missed it and I need it.
I think last month was the Batman one.
Yes. So Teen Lantern, and last but not least, is D23005 Wonder Woman, aka Nubia. An update to last year's though. Blink. Last year, I learned that Blink is among those invited to the cookout because old girl is Jamaican with black parents. She just happened to be born purple.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that last year. Like they did a whole thing on X
Okay.
on that.
Okay, I wasn't sure if we talked about that last time, but yes. Yeah. Okay. That is the full list.
I will just add to.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I just like to add to that. You know, Superman somewhere in the world of Superman has a machine that apparently turns folks black for 24 hours. Because there was an issue of Lois Lane, if Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, where she was a black woman for 24 hours.
I need that Lois Lane made in Clix. Just saying.
I first of all want that Lois Lane made in Clix. 1, 2. I need DC to find a machine so other people can experience what it's like. I'm just saying.
Okay, this is like that's pre-crisis Superman. There is
tons
of dumb stuff that happens in that.
Yes.
And we're not going to go into all the wacky kryptonite and dumb stuff that Superman used to do, and then because like the Batman that we have in Iconics is a Superman enemy because they're like utter dicks to each other. Like
Oh, the slapping Batman.
I don't know if it's slapping Batman, but that may be it.
It's slapping Batman.
It's a slapping Batman.
Yeah, something made them have like heel turns that issue.
No, it's like a whole gag. Like we're best friends and we just troll each other. Like
oh wow.
Oh yeah, there's a series of Batman and Superman interactions from that period of time where they go off. Like they just troll each other. And yeah, like Batman hides out inside of the Fortress of Solitude, jacks with Superman's stuff, pretends like he's a wax statue just to pop out on his birthday and say, "I got you."
Wow.
Yeah, it's sort of
Silver Age.
Yes, it's what it is. All right, so let's go through each other's like picks for like the best of Black History Month and the worst. I'll start off because I played with her. I got Kari on it. I've talked to Will on it. I talked to my locals on it. Like as soon as I found old girl and I started really reading into her, I was like, this this is the queen. You know, all hell the queen. Nubia, I
Mm-hmm.
mean Nubia Wonder Woman. I think more people slept on that box set from Worlds, and I think they probably have a big stack of 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 that Wonder Woman box set. And I don't think anybody fully just cared because
Mm-hmm.
again, Pegasus Cap was is the truth. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie on that.
Mm-hmm.
But but the thing is, when you have a character that can charge flurry and throw out a third attack, you can't sleep on that. And
Yeah.
then we have Bucky's arm that just is like for her. It gives her super senses on 6 plus Wonder Woman TA. So she just flat has senses whole dial. And
Mm-hmm.
then, she's dropping 5 damage just inherently.
Mm-hmm.
She has 4 up top. And so she charge flurries in, whaps a character, whaps them again, and it says, oh, you were next to them, whap. It is glorious. So
Yes.
yeah, so Nubia is the queen. She's the best. She is the best Black History Month character, bar none for this year. That's my statement. Next up is Legacy Hammer because that dude is broke. I don't think people understand how much he is broke. Uh,
Pretty
and
sure I didn't understand last week, and that's
yeah,
why I didn't do as well as I probably should have.
yeah. So
We'll talk about that
yeah,
later.
we can talk about that another time. But okay, so here's the thing with Legacy Hammer. Okay, is he has super senses, and when Hammer uses it, he increases the result for each other attack that has been made this turn. So it says this turn. So we got to remember it's like you have a turn and I have a turn. They're not using rounds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if your opponent has attacked 3 other characters before they attack him, he's functioning like better than Spider-Man super senses.
Yep.
Like you have to attack him first so he has standard super senses. And
Mm-hmm.
even then, I don't know how the timing would happen because if you're attacking, and again, I don't know, so I'm not claiming. If you attack, does it automatically say check the box? Now I have 50-50 senses. You
It
attack
does
him.
not. It has to be each other attack.
Okay. All
So
right.
say if the opponent attacks him and they miss, and then another person tries to attack him. Now he starts getting the bonuses.
Now he has 50-50
Hmm.
senses. Yeah,
Yep.
okay, cool. And then he has pick a power for attack powers. So, like, you can use him for TK. He could come
Hmm.
out the gate, energy explosion. He could do
Hmm.
a bunch of cool stuff. And if I am correct, yeah, he has leadership, outlet, and then choose an opposing character within 4 squares of line of fire. The chosen character can use Earthbound Neutralize until your next turn. Congratulations, all your improved stuff is turned off.
Yep.
So, like, I think people just are like, oh, it's 40 points. In the current heroclix world, that's expensive. I'm like, no,
So
no,
ridiculous.
he's good. Misty Knight, because WizKids is doing their darndest to make Detective broke. And she's good on her own account. And I think in when you play her in Pulp, she's the queen of Pulp. She's one of the top characters in Pulp. And the main reason I say that, and I know folks are gonna say, but Falcon, and Falcon is there too.
Hmm.
But when you are looking at, I'm squeezing in as much utility as I can, and quote my homie Lucas Van Hollen's more recent video. Check out his channel. Um, she has super strength. She has stealth. She has the access to empower and enhancement. She has okay movement for new heroclix movement turns. So she can pick up a terrain, get that out the way, be in position, have empower or enhancement, whichever you need that turn, and start helping your team along with the detective drafting. And then lastly, Falcon.
Oh wait,
Falcon.
You forgot one thing on Misty Knight. I don't think you mentioned it. Leadership.
Oh yeah, leadership. That too.
Mhm.
Leadership.
That by itself, even without the rest of the stuff, that's
Yeah,
almost worth it.
yeah. She's massaging at the back of the person that she's drafted. Says, "Come on now, you can go do it." Um, my trash characters. Y'all gonna probably hate me on this. Um, my trash character is almost every Black Panther that was made since this last year. Okay.
Wakanda not
mean,
forever in this case.
I've rolled through tournaments with talents. I straight, I
Mhm.
straight represented that before the movie, homies. Um,
Mhm.
but every Black Panther they have made has been trash because they can't get past the first movie. Like everything is the first movie. There is no depth of looking at any other Black Panther comic. Um, and that's what pisses me off. It's like this dude leads a country. Why don't why don't we see more of that part in him? Why don't we see
Mhm.
more adaptive technology stuff? Why
Mhm.
don't we see, some of his better moments? Like
Yeah. I
it's
have a whole screed about Black Panthers, whatnot. I'm probably going to write about it on my blog. It'll be like a whole series or
yeah,
one of the really huge articles that I sometimes do. And that, yeah, I have a lot to say.
yeah. So even the starter, I was just like, you made Captain Marvel from the starter good enough to make me seriously thinking about playing her competitively.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like that is a hot darn fire Captain Marvel for 50 points.
Yep.
Like 7 clicks, all that damage output, 4 damage. Like, yo, I would play this. And then you just
Uh-huh.
look at Black Panther and being like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And then
Yeah.
every other Black Panther, even the one from the prize support kit, it's trash. It's
Because the
trash.
sculpt looks cool. That's the reason why it's there.
Yeah. Then my last one on the trash list is Super Rare Blade, and I know Blade on the motorcycle. He looks cool, but he's not good. He
Huh.
is not good at all. And what sucks is that LE Blade. The only reason anybody's gonna play LE Blade, this is a side tangent, is because he's gonna be hanging out on top of Ghost Rider.
On top of Ghost Rider.
Oops, somebody
Oops,
has
somebody.
somebody has a speaker on now. But yeah, So that's my trash list. So, Jay,
Wait.
you go ahead and go next, okay?
Um, did we? Okay, are we considering APOC as black since he's African, or from
Oh,
APOC in Genesis? Because
I
I'm
I
being difficult here with this one.
I no longer count Apocalypse because I counted them in the early days because we just didn't have choices. But now
Okay,
I'm like, I don't know. Genesis is definitely she's got the right skin color, the phenotype. Uh, Her sister Iska as well. Uh, However, and this is probably the bigger point, we are looking at pieces from this past year, and the apocalypses came from 2022.
Apocalypse was came for extra swords.
yeah.
Yeah. So
okay,
they're still modern age, but a little bit
yeah,
out
you're right.
for
Um,
this discussion. So those are two things. Your mileage may
you're
vary.
right.
If you, we
Well,
were
that's fine. The only problem I have with all this is you can't. Let me get my list first, and then we'll go back into what I think the heroclix players how they think on some things. But for number one for me is Nubia, just because she handed me my face one time. I just couldn't get over that. He came up, hit me for three, hit me 3 times for six. I was like, what's going on here?
Mhm.
Mm,
So
Yeah.
I gotta go. I gotta go. Nubia, um, King Killmonger, only because uh, that what 4 through 6 that you can make them miss an attack if they're equipped, and everybody's equipping nowadays.
There is.
Um, I gotta go. Is it the common blade, the one with the super or with the hypersonic speed?
Yeah,
Is that the common or uncommon?
that's the common.
Yes. Hmm.
I got to go him just because he's for what 50 points. I'm trying to look him up, but I can't find him.
85 he has hyper, and then 45 he has charge. But
Yeah, I mean that's to me that's a good click. But I only have three because I don't really play a lot of
Yeah, that's fine.
stuff like that for me. Um, on my trash heap is the motorcycle blade. He's just horrible. Like Ed said, he
Really, I haven't gotten a chance to try him yet, and so yeah, I don't know. But
he's just it's just he's just bad. I think that's just my opinion. I didn't like the cloak and dagger. I never liked them as far as being together. I like the cloak, like the way back in the day, the RAV type cloak,
hmm
Mhm.
where he stands alone. He can do stuff on his own. But I just didn't like the. I think it's the visual aesthetics for me. It's got to be that
Gotcha.
the way a figure looks. 'Cause I just think the one they did is just way too big and bulky for me.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. I do like the Misty Knight. I was pleasantly surprised with her when I played her, being able to get the empower enhancement on the road when you get the pick. I'm sorry, the range combat expert where she
Yeah.
can shoot you. Um, I don't know. It's real hard for me to pick these figures because once you said you introduced me as the $1,000 team man, ain't no black figures playing on that team except for King Killmonger.
Well, I mean, there's Kill Kingmonger. There's King
Yeah,
Killmonger.
King Killmonger is the only one.
King Killmonger is the only one, but like I think that's something, and you could argue Brother Voodoo going up there the Prime for like $70 because I've been trying
Yeah,
to buy one, and he's averaging somewhere between $50 to $70. But for if we're going to be honest about it, it's the fact that he's 30 points prop, and the other stuff is cool, but he's 30-point prop for Mystical.
yeah.
45.
Is it?
Yeah, the super rare is 30 points, but you're not playing him
Yeah.
if you have your prime spot open for Brother Voodoo. You
Yeah,
might
sorry,
not be
45
playing.
points.
Yeah.
He's 45 points for 6 clicks with the
Mhm.
19 attack, 19 defend.
But
Mhm.
am I playing him over? Am I playing that Prime over the Iron Spider Prime, Kobe Brown?
Ooh.
Yeah,
Am I
I
playing
don't
him
know.
over him?
That's
Don't
that's a
know.
good
I don't
question.
know. Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Because the Iron Spider Prime, I forgot about him. He's as I'm looking right at him too. That 35 points for what he can do. He can just shut off all your stuff if he gets
Mhm.
leadership. Or
Yep.
not shut off your equipment stuff. So it's like, oh, you got that. Too bad for you.
Yep.
But that he's in my top. He's in my top 5. And like I said, my bottom was it's just the blade. Black Panther.
Motorcycle Blade is just y'all
Yeah,
do not like him. Okay.
no. Um, I haven't played a good Black Panther since the one from the with
Either
the
Age of
Infinity Gauntlet.
Ultron, either Age
Civil
of
War.
Ultron or Battle Worlds.
Yeah, I haven't played one good since the Infinity Gauntlet Black Panther.
Cosmic Panther.
Battle
Cosmic
World.
Panther. Cosmic
Yeah.
Panther is the
Yep.
oh.
Yeah. Again, it's I have so many issues with the Black Panthers that they've made, and the fact that the only really, really good one they've made is one where he's wearing a gauntlet. It's just like,
Okay,
Right.
Black Leopard is good. Black Leopard is good. I played him at Worlds.
It's yes. I mean, he's definitely good, definitely playable.
But
He's
have
still
to
a
play
little
him.
bit lacking. Yeah,
He
he's still
is.
a little bit lacking as a Black Panther character.
You have to be on top of him because everyone
Mhm.
goes to kill him first.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But Black Panther should be on par with any Iron Man out there.
Or any Captain America.
Or the Captain
Yeah.
America, because
Or any
he's
Batman.
handed them their shields and their helmets respectively.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Or any
to make
Batman.
him, it's like he's an after. It's like they make Black Panther as an afterthought.
Right.
Oh, like
Always
they got
top
the
of
John.
mind, but
They got
then
they got the John Stewart syndrome. You mean?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I forgot about John Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so bad you had to forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, I
have
would
claws coming through my chest.
I would play that. I'd play the Killer Croc before I play that John Stewart any day.
Yeah.
That Batman.
That John Stewart is not as designed. I'll just put it that way.
Well, we
No.
forgot about Joe Moline from the set,
Well,
the
yeah.
super rare.
Well, those were also from last year, so
Yeah, we
that's
were
why.
able to get them in last year. We were able to get them in last year because that set actually landed in February, so we were able to talk about them.
Yes.
But if we sort of like give a double dip, we would all agree that John Stewart is in the trash bin.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Him and Blade riding that same motorcycle. They're going to the trash.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
unfair.
All right. Next up, Will go ahead and.
All right. So top three, good. Bottom three. All right. So first of all, War Machine. From Avengers Forever. Top three. Why? Number one, because if you're running the aforementioned Cap with the Pegasus, hopefully you're running somebody on your team with Stark Industries. That way you can just pop War Machine out. War Machine does a lot of good on the pop out. I don't know that I'd ever pay to play him because he only has Shield as a TA.
Gotcha.
But as far as being able to get him out there as a sideline piece, I'd use him as much as I could. So that's the reason why War Machine is on my top. Next one is actually the Iron Spider, which has been aforementioned before. I got a buddy of mine one from Calder because he was wanting to do a Sinister Six team. I told him he needs to make sure he's looking at that damage power because that's the thing that's going to mess people up. Because of that leadership and being able to opposing characters within range can't use the effective equipment.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you play him at the 75-point value or 30-point value, which you're probably going to be playing mostly at 30, then you're just taking out people's stuff, and just making it hard to deal with. And plus, the other Sinister Six members have Safeguard Outwit. So he's just putting in a lot of work for his points. And then my last on the top one was, of course, the Luke Cage. Also before Avengers. Yeah, he put in work for me, all right? I'm just saying, that ability to go through and destroy one or more pieces of blocking terrain, and then he gets an object as he's going through. So, like, basically I would charge up through a wall and then have a piece of terrain, have an object there to hit somebody with.
Okay, sweet Christmas. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, so I mean that alone right there is enough for me to have Luke on the team, especially as an Avenger. He gets the TA, so then he chooses somebody that's like, okay, so I got a 12 attack base if I'm playing him at 70. I got 11. I got a 12 start if I'm playing him at 40. Either way, he's not bad for his points.
Mm-hmm.
So in my trash heap, I've got Amanda Waller for reasons because they could have done her so much better. They were like, oh, we got bomb callers. Okay, thank you, Viola Davis. We love you, Viola Davis. We don't love this figure. It's like you put PD and Suicide Squad are. It's like, oh, look, bomb callers and for friendly characters. I'm like, why would it's like opposing characters deal one penetrating damage? I'm like, if you blow somebody up in front of a bunch of people, why would it only do one damage? It's an explosion of a human being or whatever being getting blown up. It just seems weird. It's like they had an opportunity to do something really funky with that would have been good.
Yeah.
And then they tried to do a sideline thing with her, and it was just like, I don't need Amanda Waller. Amanda Waller, if she's on your sideline, she's in the wrong place. She needs to be like in contact with Oracle type sideline where she's messing with her team.
You are 100% right on that.
She's making sure the team is benefiting from being on the sideline. She doesn't need to be there. Oh, at the beginning of your turn, if two of them are from the character share a keyword with Amanda Waller, were KO'd since your last turn. You may generate Amanda Waller from her sideline. Like, why is she going to get out there and shoot people?
No.
No,
She's not what she does.
She's lacking compared to the one from JLU.
Yeah, she's trying to sit there and be like, I'm gonna try to make sure you don't die, but if you don't listen to me, you're gonna die anyway. I'm gonna kill you.
Yo,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this. The thing is that she should act like Cathan for her keywords.
Basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, and if not plus all stats, you pick a stat, like you said, with in contact with the Oracle.
Hmm.
And for folks that are old school, you would know, but for newer cats, in contact with the Oracle was a feat where you would play the Oracle character on the card, and you would be able to assign that to a character, and you would be able to, at the beginning of each turn, pick +1 to a specific stat and turn Oracle's dial to a specific support power and or damage power, which was perplex, outwit, and prob, and then you would be able to assign that to a character, and then that
yeah,
character would have that until they were KO'd. So, yeah, you're right. Like it should be something like you get RCE, CCE, outwit, and then or like energy explosion in like RCE and or outwit, something like that.
right.
Yeah.
And she could even have a special mission where she picks a person on her team and she does something else, but only for that person or
Yeah,
something.
the team
Yeah.
Where
leader.
she'll, yeah,
Yeah, she
or
should
something like
always
that.
give She should always give anybody she's playing her team Suicide Squad. Like I said, the JLU one was so much better because she gave everybody Suicide Squad. And you could use it from anywhere on the board.
Yep,
Hmm.
yep. You're sure right. Next one on my trash heap was the 50-point Black Panther because they made me actually read this dang card on 50 points.
Wait, which 50-point Black Panther?
The one from the starter,
The starter. Okay.
the starter one. Oh, look, if he's 50 points, use this character card. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you had me to read the right thing. He has special power of outwit leadership. For what? Nothing. All right. So anyway, there I will go ahead and bypass that. The last on my trash squad. I have a dream that one day they'll make a steel that is halfway decent.
Oh, yeah.
I have a dream that one day we're gonna steal that's beautiful and does incredible things. I have a
Wait,
dream that
this
if I gotta
steel
pay
is
85 points for a steel, it will hit hard. And it still does not.
okay. Okay, that's fair. I was about to say this still isn't absolute trash, but yeah, for 85 points though, he ought to be much
Yeah.
better than this.
Like if you
I
gave me the stat lines from the 85 point and just slid them over to the 50 point, but give me one less night, didn't give me the 19 defense. You
Mhm.
took the 19 defense away. You did 18, 18, and then slid into 17 from there. I'd have been fine with a little bit of impermanence, skulls, and the toughness, and then quake.
Yeah.
For 50. If you give him 50 points, I'd have been a whole lot more content. Because I think the main reason they jacked with him so much is I like all equipped characters with this trait. When equipped, opposing characters are KO, it scored 10 victory points. When still uses a close or range combat, destroy action, opposing terrain markers can't use indestructible. Okay. I don't see where he's inventing anything that makes things safe. Like, it's just like,
Right.
oh, that terrain just is no longer indestructible.
Right. See,
Yeah, it would have been better back in the day when we had to put our equipment on the field and then get it. But now that
Yeah.
everybody's assigned,
Right.
what good is it?
Yeah, and then he can reduce penetrating damage, which is fine, I guess, if you got, anything above toughness. Oh, I got psychic blasted for 6, and I just reduced it by 1. I still got taken for 5. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Who's psychic blasting for 6 anymore? I mean,
I
who's
don't
playing?
know.
Who's
There's
playing
enough
that much
enhancement.
enhancement? Who's playing that much enhancement? Oh wait, oh wait, I did last week.
I was gonna say I knew there was an answer.
But see, that's sort of the problem I feel of like some of the more like when we're looking back at design, like steel in particular, it's like where is the value of destroying indestructible objects in the game currently? Like, why is that useful? Like, oh,
Its own, yeah.
there's no terrain that's just like, yeah, man, once this is up, you can't go through it. Like there's only maps with rules like that, which was what was it, Negative Zone? I think Negative Zone is the map with rules like that. and even still, I don't think you can like occupy those squares, even if you destroyed the terrain. So I feel like this is a bigger nothing burger unless you invent something to be a problem for people to say, hey, there's steel. Steel's a solution, and you'll pay 85 points for that, almost a third of your team. And it's like, no, no, I won't. I won't pay even 50 points for that. You know, so
I blame Shaq.
it's not Shaq's fault. This is
I, I blame Shaq for
That's a
all of it
Shaq steal.
because I'm sorry. Ever since that damn movie, never had no good steal.
I mean, did we ever have a really good steal?
I'm hoping for one.
We
Got one yet.
came close in Origin. Came
I was
close.
gonna
I
That was
say
the
really
closest.
Origins was
Yeah,
the last time
that was the
yeah.
we
closest
had a
one.
good
Yeah,
steal.
yeah.
hmm
You sure right.
Yep.
I mean,
Origins.
the
Free
man's one of the
cards.
smartest people. He's one of the smartest ones in the DC universe, and he sucks so bad.
hmm
Maybe we'll get a legacy card for the one in Origins, so maybe they'll make them super dope.
I really hope so because that is still one of my favorite figures they've ever made in HeroClix.
That's what we should do. Now that they've got the suggestion people that come into Facebook groups, we should just be like, so can we get a steal that's really good? Is that possible?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, yep.
I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, Kari, let's go, Kari.
Okay, so y'all like all this meta stuff. And y'all have mentioned most of the really good pieces. So I'm gonna go a little closer in the fun arena. Actually, I'm gonna talk about one because I interrupted you before you could talk about Falcon from Avengers 60.
Go ahead,
And
talk about
yeah. Um Falcon is another one of those King of Pulp figures.
him.
This is a piece that if you're running any other Avenger or any other soldier, he basically acts as a really long range TK for that piece. So you can get your Alpha Strike out really early. Or if you like have somebody and they Alpha Strike out there, you can send Falcon out there to come and fly out there and evac him. Just in case people don't really know what Falcon can do, let me just read his aerial extraction trait. Move. This is one of the very few powers or abilities that actually is a capital move action. Move. Then just move. After resolutions, you may choose a standard friendly character that shares a keyword with Falcon that he moved through during this action. If you do, place that character adjacent to him. It's place. It's not a carry. So they can do all the actions after that placement. He's got improved movement characters, so he gets to fly where he wants. He's got a nice little charge special power. Charge. Uses after resolutions, you may roll a d6 and move him a number of squares up to half the result. So he's got a respectable in new Clix charge speed of 4, 8 speed, 8 printed speed. So charge 4, and then he will always get to move at least one away. So he does not get tied up easily. In fact, he doesn't get tied up at all because he has improved movement characters. Energy shield and toughness is his defense power. And it's a solid 50-point piece that you probably want to play in any Black Pulp team or any Avengers Pulp team you ever want to run. You need to consider Falcon.
Yeah.
And if you're playing a Soldier Pulp team, you need to consider Falcon. In fact, if you're playing an Avengers or a Soldier team of any stripe, you need to consider Falcon.
So in other words, him and Blue Marvel are friends.
Him and Blue Marvel. If I'm building a Pulp team, it's like 100 points. All right, what's the other 200 points? Because I'm playing Blue Marvel, I'm playing Falcon.
Well, and here's the other thing too, is like even for competitive meta, are you playing Pegasus Cap? You can't TK him, and Falcon just like drops him off.
Yep, solves that problem.
Yeah, and it's better than TK. And you have two.
Wait, hold on. Falcon and Captain America teaming up? That doesn't seem comic accurate at all.
but for
oh
real,
wait.
But for real, like that's the thing where, like, I spent, like, I don't think most people know this. I spent like the last few months after Worlds just working on Avengers because
Mhm.
like I'm gonna do my Miss Cleo little thing like call me now. I think Avengers is one of the top two keywords right now,
Well, I
and
mean, that JLA, I mean, they're both pretty much the same thing.
Team
they
ability, sure.
yeah it is the Avengers team ability is in the current setup because of Scott Porter is broken. Scott Porter is making people unorganically play theme.
Yeah.
Both Scott Porters. They're making people unorganically play theme, and because of that, you're going to get a lot of overlapping team abilities. So Justice League and Avengers team ability becomes way more powerful than what most people are thinking or even aware of. The other thing that I find, like when we're going back and looking at the dynamics, in particularly of Falcon, is that once you start combining other elements and other elements like, hey, I have a blue ring, hey, I have a yellow ring, you start getting some very lovely interactions where he can just be like, well, I perplexed down this stat and now it's -2 because I have a yellow ring. Cap go, whoever else go, like just light them up. If you have bad taste, John Stewart. So like I think that Falcon, he has a lot to offer, even competitive meta.
Yeah. Yeah. My second pick has to be Brother Voodoo Prime. Um, that is that is a strong piece. It's a piece that, for me, is supremely designed because it takes into consideration both the risk and reward factor when using his powers. Hold on, I need to go to the next room and grab his card so I can
Oh, I have it.
read it off.
I have it. AC units for the win. Uh, but
Hey.
Brother Voodoo starts the game with 3 Twisted Wish tokens. Free, remove a Twisted Wish token. If you do, choose one. Deal an opposing character within range 2 penetrating damage. That's just straight. No line of
Mhm.
fire needed.
No
One,
roll.
heal any one character 3 clicks.
Yeah.
Then in the Monkey Paw Curls, when the Twisted Wish token is removed from Brother Voodoo after resolutions, after resolutions, an opponent may choose one. Place any 2 characters friendly to their force into each other's squares. Remove an action token from any character.
There's that. There's the risk reward. So you get the low risk. Well, it's kind of a high risk, high reward ability. When Brother Voodoo does his thing, either healing a character without a roll, or adjacency, or anything, um, or dealing an opposing character within range 2 penetrating damage, no roll needed, or any of that stuff. Um, but the Monkey Paw can curl. The opponent might choose 2 friendly characters to their own force and swap the squares. Or the opponent can choose 2 friendly characters on your force and swap the squares. Uh, it is definitely a risky thing to do. And a lot of people miss that other option where, most people are like, well, this person that you just damaged for 2, let me like swap him and put him in the back row so he can get healed and put a fresh attacker in my way. But they can also mess with your formations. Or, remove an action token from any character. And then, of course, there's his get out of jail free ability.
Mm-hmm.
If he would be KO'd, you may instead remove a twisted wish token from him and roll a d6 and turn him to the resulting click number. That's possibly 3 get out of jail free cards if he doesn't use the twisted wishes for anything else.
Just pray you don't roll a 6.
Yeah, you could roll a 6 and he's just suddenly just kind of out there. I mean, he's got a 19 defense, so he's not easy to hit at that.
And protected outwit.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, protected outwit.
Yeah,
It's protected pulse wave rather.
Or protected pulse wave, not outwit.
Yeah, so you can, so you can't pulse wave him past that. They're gonna have to hit him twice if they want to KO him. And all the dial, he's got mind control, smoke cloud, telekinesis, special power. So he's always useful in that sense. Is he a better prime than Iron Spider? I don't know. But we mentioned Iron Spider already. Yeah, we mentioned Iron Spider already, so that's why I'm picking him as my second nice piece. My third one, y'all will disagree with, but I picked stuff that I like and more stuff that I like and less because it's playable. Cloak and Dagger. This is a purely fun piece for me. I like the way that they mess with people hiding and hindering, and it gives them their little boost when they're out in the clear. It's not a good piece. I will definitely say that. I would never play it in competitive. But for a fun weekly event, yeah, I will look at it very closely.
So again, this is Cloak and Dagger, the legacy.
A legacy piece. Yep. Mm-hmm. My trash heap.
Put Blade in there.
Speak
Motorcycle
the truth,
Blade.
shame the devil. Speak the truth, shame the devil.
I mean, I haven't played Motorcycle Blade yet, so I really can't say if he's as bad as y'all say. I feel like he might not be as bad as y'all say. Another one that I feel like almost isn't as bad as y'all say is the LE Black Panther. Him being able to use blades and the hit characters can't use stop, that should be really good. That feels like it should be really good.
It would be really good if I couldn't pay 10 points and assign that same ability to any other character in the game.
I say there's a sword that says that you can't stop Clix.
And I can hit you for 6 when I'm using it.
Yeah. Sorry. Which sword was that? I'm forgetting. I'm having a
Miramasa.
I think is it Miramasa?
I think it's the Miramasa Black Bone. If I'm not.
Yeah, the one Miramasa does it if you
Black Bone of Amadat.
Yeah,
when the character uses it, Blaze Call Space, when the character uses it, the hit character can't use stop for this attack. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's his claim to fame. But like every other Black Panther, he is missing at least one thing that would make him a complete Black Panther. The fact that he has no damage reduction for this vibranium habit that he's wearing just gets in my craw. He's got most of the other. Oh, and he also doesn't have the outwit that every Black Panther should have. So yeah, I take it back. He's on my trash heap.
I've got a question to ask once we get done with each other's list.
Mm-hmm. And my last one you know what? I didn't mention the LE Miles Morales, who actually has a little bit of utility. He's a few too many points to actually be good. But the fact that he can like sneak into range using stealth, and then if somebody within his 4 range tries to use perplex or outwit, he's got a 50% chance of just saying, actually, no, you don't. It has no effect. So they burn their outwit. They can't use the outwit anybody else. They just lost it. They lost the effect that turn. So that's kind of okay. I've definitely been on the receiving end of that ability, and it was difficult to deal with. He's not quite good enough to be competitive at all. But for a fun day, maybe you bring out Miles Morales the Spy. I don't want to say that Super Rare Monica Rambeau is trash because I don't think she is. But compared to the one we got in Empire, she feels so much less.
Oh.
And
he's not wrong.
Yeah. I want to like her a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
Oh, you make my heart hurt with her.
Yeah.
It really did. Because like some of her classic versions were just straight gold. Like all the way back, I think like Sinister set. Like she has some really good like
That's true. She was kind of okay for that time. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like we lost Willow.
The Pulsar builds. Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Anyway, so all
Did
right,
we
so
lose Will?
yeah, I think
Not off my
I think
screen.
we did. And what's unfortunate, I like to send him an invite. So real quick, and I know Will had a question, and so that's
Yeah.
unfortunate because Will had a question. All right, so
I think I see him in one of the other channels.
okay, up here we go. Minor contestants. Anybody? And give me a second here. Here we go. We got Will. We got Will back. All right, Will. What was your question?
So my question is: in a world where we feel like they could design Black Panther better, how would you design a better Black Panther? I mean, besides giving him some power, where if we're going to base him on the movies, uh, where when he gets hit for damage, he can store up kinetic power to unleash upon the masses somehow, and get some sort of healing benefit off of it. Would we design it where he gets charge counters whenever he takes a click of damage? I'm just kind of curious as to how how we can work together to
I
come up with a better Black Panther.
I am going to quote something that I wrote some time ago when the Age of Ultron Black Panther came out, because that was the first time they actually came out with a version that felt complete.
And you and I disagreed on that one. I remember
Mhm.
that show.
So I'll just quote exactly what I wrote there because I have it like pulled up and on my computer here. He had the outwit, but it's not his only trick like the old Infinity Challenge version.
Mm-hmm.
He had some useful special powers and traits, unlike the Avengers version that we got a few years earlier. That Avengers one got a legacy card, which is also not sufficient. That Black Panther was fine without requiring backup or being relegated to being backup for others. He had the upfront stealth that a Black Panther needs, and the top down moving attack powers that a Black Panther should have. He had armor. He had like traded toughness, which back then was it was unoutwittable back then. So, and most Black Panthers before him lacked any damage reduction for at least half their dials. It basically fixed every issue that I ever had with a Black Panther dial. Unfortunately, the Age of Ultron Super Rare added new ones by being too expensive and unable to deal heavy damage for his price. I'm still awaiting the Black Panther dial that will rival the best of the Batman dials out there. And I still wait. I wait still. Even the Secret Wars Battle Worlds one with the Infinity Gauntlet didn't have the stealth that every Panther should deserve. Did it have leadership either? I don't remember if that Panther had
I don't
leadership.
think so.
No,
Yeah.
he did not have a leadership. He was
Yeah.
a one-man army.
It was the one man
Yeah.
army,
He
and
lead these
it was
fists into your face. That's what he lead.
yeah. So yeah, a Black Panther needs outwit. It needs stealth. It needs to be able to. It needs good terrain movement powers, especially elevated now. Panther who doesn't like ignore elevated for movement is just not a real Black Panther. I'm sorry. It needs armor. That's a Vibranium habit. It's doggone bulletproof. At the very minimum, it needs like toughness that ignores penetrating. At very minimum. And it needs to be able to deal big damage. I don't really like the randomness of Blaze necessarily, but it fits him thematically. But if he's gonna have Blaze, he's also got to have something like Exploit, where he can like get through impervious.
Jay, what's your comments? Because I know I already know where I'm going to go.
On Black Panther,
Yeah, how do you make the better Black Panther?
I just think he just lacks in every way.
Every time.
I'm looking at I'm looking
every
at AT
time.
units. I'm looking at AT units, and every one that I see is either too expensive,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a defensive power.
Yep.
Like the one on the throne.
Oh yeah.
He can make the Wakandas.
But
He
they're
can make
not
the
good.
Wakanda warriors,
But they're
but he
not
has
good
no
warriors.
right. But he has no defense. Um,
Got mastermind though, doesn't he?
right. But
Maybe.
I mean,
But
if
that's
I
not
enter
really a
float on you,
defense.
it ain't gonna happen.
Yep.
And but he has 2 damage, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not a. I don't know. I'm looking at even look at the Venom Black Panther. For to have a Venom suit, he sucks. To have a Venom suit.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yep.
That's so
Even the
true.
symbiote, even the symbiote sitting there going, "Wait, this fool beat Captain America? How did that happen?"
Yep.
The only one that's probably any good is the Black Panther 1 million or the
Sorry.
Defending Gauntlet Panther.
no the Panther God one, the one from ABPI, the Chase, the one with the hypersonic speed, 12 attack, 19
Yeah,
defense.
Cosmic Panther.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
is
no,
that
no,
the?
no, not
Oh, that's the 1 million BC one,
yes,
right?
Oh.
yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh, one million
mm,
BC. Yeah, no. You're. Oh, I'm mixed on him.
I mm,
I'm
I
so.
I
mean, he
feel
has
like he was also lacking somehow. I don't have his stats and stuff in front
He
of me,
had
but yeah,
Battle Fury. That's the part that made him suck. He. Yeah.
Battlefield kept him from being
I
Yeah.
think you can't
carried into
you
battle.
can't carry him because he's
right. But
just angry.
if you take that away and make him maybe 65 points, you take the Battle Fury away, make him 65 points. He has no. I mean, his defense is good. He's got super senses he's got precision strike with a 8 movement, hypersonic speed. But he also has that stealth when you opposing characters can't draw a line of fire to him if he occupies hindering terrain, and he can't be pulse waved. So I just think the only thing he lacks is he's 6 clicks for 85 points. That one is probably the best, but not good, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
There's a lot that are the best but not good.
so here's what I would say, and this is if we're like no Gauntlet, no Hulk Buster,
Hmm.
because his
Oh
Hulk
yeah, that's
Buster.
common, isn't it?
Yeah, but you gotta understand, during that arc, he's fighting Amadeus Cho, and he
Yeah.
does not beat Amadeus Cho with brute strength. He functionally out techs uh, Amadeus Cho with his Hulk Buster.
Sure.
So if I was to say we're going to epitomize what who Black Panther is,
Hmm.
I would be like, I would have to pick one or two routes. It's either he's on the Avengers or he is the King of Wakanda. If he is on the Avengers, he is simply 40, 40 points, leadership, outwit, charge flurry, 12 attack, 16 defense, toughness, super senses, 2 damage, blaze claws fangs.
16 defense.
16, now, I'll say, all right, yeah, I'll up
He's at
it
least
just there.
18.
All right,
18
okay, 18 defense, and
with
I'll go
reflexes.
in six clicks deep, and here's why. If I'm going to play him, he needs to do what I would want him to do. Like, he needs to be valuable. I don't need him to be the leader. I need him to be the guy that we saw in Captain America Winter Soldier. I need him popping off, like laying folks out. That's what I need. If I'm looking at King of Wakanda, I'm at minimum at 125. Okay. And what?
That
Yeah.
seems too expensive to be playable.
Oh, but I have a dream today.
Oh,
Okay.
he said
so
it.
here's where I would go. I would have 125. He
Hmm.
would get plus one. He would have super senses, and he would have a 17 defense. Now hear me out before y'all go in on me. 17 defense. Probably about an 8 move. Uh, 11 attack, and like 3 damage. And what it would do is he would have the ability to generate Wakandan Pogs or Wakandan soldiers, sort of like Batman has, the Iconics Batman, where he could probably have like one of each. Because if you look at like his inner circle or the tribes,
Hmm.
he would have like a representation of the tribe, and maybe just say he can double up on the Dora Milaje just for like flavor text. But like he rolls leadership, he has a 50-50 leadership, and it's like for every character within 3 squares of Black Panther, he gains +1 stats or +1. Yeah, he gains +1 stat to a stat. So if he has 3 Wakandans by him, he has +3. You could just be like he has +3 defense.
Gotcha.
He has 3 Wakandans by. He has 3. You could be like +3 attack, +3 damage. He would be like if Black Panther attacks first, he has charge. If he's a first attack made, he has charge and flurry. Damage that Black Panther deals cannot be reduced below, we'll say 3. And then the last thing that I would put on there is outwit. If Black Panther uses outwit, he ignores protected outwit. And that to me would be the best Black Panther because he
He's
is
missing one power. He's missing one power on that.
the super
At
soldier.
125, he should have the almighty Batman power out of the shadows. He needs to have that at 125.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
They've
would
they've tried
personally.
it a couple of times with some Black Panthers, and it's close. But the Black Panther, those Panthers are also lacking in other ways, so
Yeah,
it
the
never
only
really
reason
worked
I
out.
didn't want to do that is because I would want him like Secret Invasion to me is the epitome of Black Panther. Like you see all
Secret
the
Invasion.
scrolls. Yeah, see,
Oh, the comic. Okay,
yeah,
the Secret
yeah
Invasion
the
tie-in.
Superman comic. Yeah, when the scrolls go to invade Wakanda, they you see like all the best superhero powers in the scrolls, and then you just see Black Panther be like, "Yo, folks have tried this before, and their bones are in that ground you walk in. You
Mhm.
come into Wakanda, you are not leaving." And then he has all the other Wakandans there, and they are about to fight. That to me is the epitome of Black Panther. He's the prophet, priest, king of Wakanda. His
Mhm.
abilities, if he's on a Wakanda theme team, should reflect that. Like, I'm on my home turf. I am undefeated here. Plus stats, let's go. Plus stats, let's go. My squad is deep. And then with the Pogs, it would be a simple outwit Pog, perplex Pog, support Pog, and then Dora Milaje, where he can mastermind to them protected pulse wave. If the character named Black Panther is adjacent to Adore Milaje, they can be mastermind to protect the pulse wave. Boom. You have the
Mhm.
perfect 125-point Black Panther. Nobody would think twice. Even if he had to take a power, he could get one for leadership, and he had to take a power action to generate one. Everybody would play. Everybody would play.
It's definitely better than what we've seen in the game proper.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I would definitely play it. I don't know if I
What's his,
love it,
what's his
but
damage?
He would need 3 damage because if you just start cranking out, Pogs, he could go out and crack somebody for 6
mm,
if they're within 3 squares. Like to me, you would have to have a placement thing. Like I can't just be like, homie should be doing 5 damage because he's Black Panther. No,
yeah,
I
no.
need to say like, look, I as a player need to hit certain conditions. Even if you said pick a stat, attack, defense, and damage. Okay, so I can't modify range. All right, Black Panther is if there's a Wakandan within 3 squares of Black Panther, pick one stat. He can increase that stat by 1. If I determine I'm going to put all of my, or at the beginning of your turn, pick one stat, increase your stat by 1. So I have to have my crew close. Something
Mhm.
like that where if you come at me, understand I have my force around me. We're operating as a tribe. We're staying thematic. You don't have to be everybody huddled up and adjacent because that's dumb. Because you're just going to get EE'd. Like,
Mhm.
like that's a reality of the game. Like Phoenix Sentinel is just going to nuke your whole team and you're dead.
Yep.
Green Goblin will do that.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
that too. So you have something there Where like, yeah, you could outwit Black Panther, you could kill his pogs, and then he's just sort of stuck, but he's not. He's a bit overcosted unless you have a Wakanda theme team. Like if you build a Wakanda theme team, he's murder. If you
Mm.
go Silver Age and you're generating more Wakandans, he's great. But if you're like, yeah, I'm gonna just throw him out there, no, you're going to die. Like I think, and that's my problem with HeroClix is HeroClix rewards blind dumb aggression. This is my out of pocket moment. Go YOLO your figures out, throw hands, and roll dice and murder stuff. They're taking a lot of the tactics out of it.
Mm.
And so when you have figures that say you're within this range, you're within this distance, these bonuses happen because of this aura effect. I think that's good because most of the aura effect characters they boost other characters instead of this character's like you're within my aura, I get stronger. Let's go. I'm the king of Wakanda, not
So
y'all.
would so would you give him the old school? Remember the crap? What's it called? The minion power. Where remember the
Mm.
minion power should be like
Yeah,
if
if you're
Black Panther goes
within
8
yay
squares,
number of
blah blah
squares,
blah.
you're within yay number of squares of this bigger point character,
Yeah,
then the
they get
minions will
like
get
some.
this power. Basically,
Yeah,
you're talking about like sort of the reverse of that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the inverse of minions because
Uh-huh. Yep.
here's the problem with Whiz Kids, and everybody remembers ants. Okay, everybody remembers ants. I was a perpetrator of ants. Wes Summers was a perpetrator of ants. There are a few other people that were perpetrator of ants, and for people who aren't aware of it, there was a shifting focus Hank Pym, uh, who he had his own little box set. Who would every time he would shift, he would generate an ant bystander, and there was no cap and limit on that. Okay,
Mm.
and so if you ran two of them and they were each 50 points, by turn 3 and 4, you had an absurd amount of ants that an opponent really couldn't deal with. Okay. The reason why I don't want a I buff Wakandans or I buff Avengers or I buff these other people because I am introducing Pogs is that once you introduce Pogs, WizKids hates generation, especially generating 0 point figures. Okay, and the one thing that we learned from APOC, which is more of a community response instead of a viability response, is once APOC's big colossal Lexi APOC's Pogs were worth points, the community said he was trash, and then Lucas is up there in top 4 with Legacy APOC schooling people. He just had bad dice, or else he would have been in the finals. Okay, so was Legacy APOC bad? No, but the moment that you put points on Pogs, people are like, "This is trash. I'm not going to risk it. Screw
Yeah.
you." And so if the moment you start having a figure that bumps Pogs instead of bumping the actual figure, what ends up happening, people will say, "I'm not going to play that," because WizKids will say, uh, "You generate Wakazi. Guess what? Oh, sorry, Wakabi. He has Perplex. That's going to cost you 5 points." No one's going to play that. You know,
Mhm.
you're gonna bring out Shuri. Shuri has enhancement and empower, and she's going to cost you 5 points. No one's going to play that because as small as those points would be, it's going to be like, oh,
Yeah. They add up.
they add up. You
Yep.
get hit with the EE due to a bad play. Black Panther doesn't die, but you lost 15 points.
Hmm.
So
And honestly,
yeah,
Pog generation actually should have that slight risk of surrendering points. I kind of hate that they set the bar at 0 and rarely go beyond that.
you're
That's
right.
just that's just my POV, but I think a lot of the design that they do is too high reward, too low risk,
yeah. I think
and
Pog
that's
should
why
be
we
worth
end up with
something.
degenerate stuff.
They should be worth something. 5 points, 10 points. They got to be worth something because you're bringing a figure or an actual bison that can actually do damage to you and do something to you. So I mean that it shouldn't be for free. I don't think.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that's why I was saying is I had Black Panther at a super high points
Hmm.
because I wanted free pogs. Now,
Yeah.
if I don't want free pogs, and I'm like, yo, here's the risk. You're going to generate 10-point pogs. Okay, I'm making them Sentinel level. I'm straight making them Sentinel level.
Oh, the Pogs.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to generate. I'm going to have 3 pog options. I'm going to have Dora Milaje. I'm going to have Shuri, and I'm going to have them dudes on the Rhino.
Yeah.
Like straight up, those are going to be my 3. Screw Shuri's run with Egg in space. I don't need him. I need those 3, and Shuri enhancement, empower, perplex. Like no attack or crap
Yep.
attack, crap damage, super senses, uh,
Damage reduction.
super senses and toughness. I'm going to
Yep.
have a Dora Milaje, and I'm going to be able to mastermind them within range. I have a minimum range of 5, and they're going to have charged combat, close combat expert, combat reflexes and senses. Straight up, them chicks don't take a bunch of damage; they just evasive. Okay, and
Hmm.
I'm going to have that Rhino, that the dude on the Rhino, and then he's going to have
Armored Rhino.
armor Rhino. He's going to
Yep.
have charge, super strength, improvement destroys blocking, and if he charges in a straight line, increases damage, his attack and damage by +1. Base attack 11, base damage 3. Boom.
Yep.
And I forget about them being autonomous. Forget about them being autonomous. I wouldn't do that. I would say, hey, Black Panther can roll leadership, generate 1 for free, or take a power action. If one of these are not on the field, generate 1. If they're within 3 squares of Black Panther, they can put the token on Black Panther. Or actually, I wouldn't say take the token on Black Panther. If they're within 3 squares of Black Panther, if Black Panther has taken an action this turn, their actions do not count towards your attack total.
Yeah.
So you have to attack with Black Panther. It forces you to attack with Black Panther.
Hmm.
And I'm not going to give him willpower. So you're forced to run a Green Lantern ring, something other like that, if it, or leadership. You know, to me at that point in time, I'm building in support, and then I would say the basis of it is built off of Hall of Armors. Hall of Armors does the exact same thing, except with figures. You generate BS for free, just for existing. You just need time, and that's fine.
Yeah.
And if you kill a drone, you get no points.
Well, when you win worlds, oh Howard, Ed, I expect to see this figure come out.
I receive it. I receive it. I win worlds. I'm making Black Panther. If not, there's only one other character that I would make. Is Soul Brother. There was a run. Soul
Wait,
Brother.
what?
Yeah, Soul Brother. Black.
They won't let. They will not let that happen.
No. It's brother. You know, Brother Voodoo had that ghost thing that's around him.
Yeah. Okay.
That's his brother. That's his brother. It's literally called Soul Brother. So when Dr. Voodoo was killed, because of course we had to put Doctor Strange back. When Dr. Voodoo was killed, his brother's spirit was pissed off, and he possessed all of the Avengers except Doctor Strange. And the test for him to become Sorcerer Supreme again was to functionally beat Soul Brother realistically. And so that's what I would make. I would make a character that's like he can't attack, he can't do damage, but like he has like a 13 attack, mind control, seven range, ignores everything, and yeah, that's what I would do.
Actually, this actually brings up a question that I want to ask the rest of y'all since we're on this subject. If you won worlds, what Black character would you make?
Oh,
If that were the option.
that's a tip off for me. I'll tell you right now.
Mhm.
His name was I. It starts with an I, ends with an N. And Jaden Smith asked the question, "What do you call an icon living?"
Oh yes.
That's a good one.
You
I
said
call him Icon. Yes, sir. That's what I would
icon.
say.
Yep.
Icon. As a matter of fact, I would push to just have a whole entire milestone subset be intersect with DC.
Yeah. Yep.
And you better make it in February. So we got it for February. I need a hardware. I need a rocket. I need a static.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
need
the
at least
entire
most
Blood
of the members of
Syndicate.
the Blood Syndicate and
Yep.
Zombie.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Can't forget the Shadow Cannon.
So yeah,
For me, it would be so I have two choices. If it was Marvel, you know what? I would find a way to have my cake and eat it too. Mysterio is my favorite Marvel supervillain. And I would kind of want to make a Mysterio that works with every other Mysterio we've ever made, just turns them into illusions, so you can like just run a swarm of Mysterios, and not know which one is the real one. But for a minute, there was a character called Mysterion, who was a black brother who got a hold of the Mysterio gear and was briefly walking around using the Mysterio illusions and stuff, but. There you go, Mysterion. If it was DC though, we need to get Shiloh Norman, Mr. Miracle.
Oh,
I forgot about him.
Mm-hmm.
The new one.
So did DC, or so did WizKids. They had a perfect chance to make him and Slosh, and they bungled it. Could have made him a prime, and it would have been great.
The Wonder Woman 75th, where I think they had all like some of those characters from that period. That probably would have been the time.
Yeah, Slosh was also the time. Yeah, especially because of his role in Final Crisis. Man, yeah. Shiloh Norman, Mr. Miracle. Let's do it.
Okay, $1 million Major. What about you?
Wow. I want you know what? I want a super villain. I want Power Ring, the black one from
Hey, yeah.
Yo,
the one that was no nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember him. Oh
yeah, none of this weak stuff like we got with the other version of Power Ring.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the one that took over the ring, and he's like, you're my ring.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my DC one. I want a good Static Shock, an older version of him, like from the
Like
Batman,
from
Batman
before.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the one where he says 40 is the new 30?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you want an adult version?
Yeah, they kind of did one. They kind of did one of him and JLU, but I'm not for sure how good he was.
Because he wasn't. You don't know how good he was because he wasn't good.
That was JLU 43. That's the 40-year-old Static. And
yeah,
right.
Not
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, had to make him better. Or I want a Lucius Fox. Who's the brother? The Batman one. The one that's playing Batman.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Not Batwing, but the
not Signal.
He took in Future State.
Yeah.
Luke Fox.
Is it Luke Fox?
Oh gosh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there's like two of them.
They did make a Clix of him.
No, not Batwing.
They made Batwing Lucius Fox, but I want his.
They've never
his
made Luke
brother.
Fox though. Yeah, they never made Luke Fox.
Yeah.
The Eye of Batman.
They made, well, that was the one they made in Batman, Batwing. That was neither of the Foxes. He was a completely different character.
Okay, I thought it was one of the Foxes. But
hold on.
They made the one that was actually Batman when they did the Batman Incorporated run.
No, he wasn't. No. He didn't show up until Future State.
Yeah. There is a black Batman figure. He's one of the
You're thinking
chases
of
in.
Signal.
No,
No,
Signal is a different guy. No,
yeah,
there
no,
Yeah,
was a
but
there's
Batman. There was in Batman Incorporated. There was a black Batman. Um,
um there was a Batman in Streets of Gotham. He's one of the chases, 052, if I recall correctly. He was unknown. It was actually a new he was also like the black Azrael. That was like his new identity. It was one of Grant Morrison's weird things.
Black
One of the
Azrael.
one of the ghosts of Batman.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Streets of Gotham 052.
I'm getting some
okay.
knowledge today.
It's an old piece.
But they need to they did bring something like that back and
Mhm.
make him better. But I want the one from, if I had to choose any of them, I want the power ring, the black power ring from CSA.
Yeah,
That's the one I want.
I'm here for it.
I just wouldn't mind just to have a good Mister Terrific.
Yeah,
oh,
Or
we've
this is
had
gonna
good
be,
Mr. Terrific. His
we've
series was
had
good.
it was
or
kind of good.
or for you, Kyrie, I want the Kid Quantum from Legion.
Absolutely, yes.
Mm,
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Me and Major, we're Legion fans, so the few, the mighty, the proud,
okay. All right.
and
Well, that's it for this show. I'm glad to have my brothers on here. I've known all three of these men for years, like for years in this community, and we've always had good conversation. I think Worlds last year was the first time all of us were at Worlds together.
Right.
Uh, and I had a probably if I was able to herd cats better, could have got everybody on at one point in time. But I did get $1 million Major. That's I'm gonna moniker you as $1 million Major, and that's what I'm gonna do. Is everybody from this point on to be like, yeah, that's $1 million Major right there. Uh, but uh, but yeah, like I've had great conversations with them about the state of the game and about what it takes to be a great player, and they've had I will say insights into the working of the game that I would encourage you, the listener, if any of you ever have a chance to talk to one of these men, you're going to gain nuggets of wisdom, and they're going to drop down on you like rain. So, again, I'd like to thank my guests for showing up today. My daughter is coming close to invading the area, so we need to wrap this up. You
yeah,
can, again, if you have anything to say about today's episode, feel free to leave it in the comments below or email me at startingoverpodcast@gmail.com. That's startingoverpodcast@gmail.com if you wish to opine. Keep it pithy, keep it interesting, keep it awesome, baby. And like always, remember, we all have to start over sometime.